It's Vibe Wichita with your host, Dramedy Drew. Turn your speakers up.
Turn it up.
The voice of the dub is about to speak.
Listen.
What up, what's good, what's happening with my Wichita family? It's your man, Dramedy Drew. Welcome to another episode of Vibe Wichita. I am ready to introduce my star-stunning cast members. So we're going to start here to my right.
Yo, it's First Lady, Paris Walker.
Hey, this is Coco.
It's your boy Amsterdam Graham in the building.
This is Strap the Ugandan.
Letarius, LT Ray, what up?
This is Dark the Barber, Barber's Point of View.
Hi, everybody. It's Chanel, the wife to Mr. Know-It-All.
It's your boy Chris, aka Know It All.
Oh, this cowboy.
Welcome, everybody. I'm glad y'all came, man. We're going to start it out with a couple shout-outs, man. I got some shout-outs. If y'all got some shout-outs, y'all go ahead and shout out some people. Shout out to the people who woke up today and didn't brush their teeth. Shout out to the people who didn't put lotion on their elbows. Wow. Everybody look. Hey, man. No, for real, shout out to my boy AJ Bohannon doing his thing out there. He getting some work done. And shout out to those who's hating on him because they not doing anything. They sitting there watching them, but they decide to sit back and hate on them.
Absolutely.
Shout out to everybody who woke up getting ready to go to work, called in sick on a Friday. Now their light's gonna be cut off next week. Shout out to all the women who wear hoop earrings.
Hey,
shout out.
Go ahead. You got a shout out? Go ahead.
Shout out to the schemers out there trying to get by.
The schemers. No. You got the boosters.
The booster.
Shout out to my homeboy Fish Grease.
Hey, man, how's everybody doing today? Good. Everybody good, man? Everybody, I'm doing all right. Everybody have a good week. Kind of recovering from a little bit from what happened, all the things, the events that were happening last week. Still got a little unethical events happening, but a little bit of the heavy pressure has gone down. But I do want to talk about real quick. We're gonna make this a one of the quick segments on this subject. At least we had a march last week. Now I see it. There was 3 different takes on the march. You got the people who were for it. You got the people who were just like, all right, do what you do. It is what it is. Do what you do. Cool.
When was the march? Earlier?
It was
Tuesday night.
Tuesday. Whatever night we went to that seminar. It was Tuesday. Yeah. And we had the people who was like, all right, do what y'all do. That's cool. Fight for your rights. And then we had all the people that were just like, why are you doing this? That's cool. Hey, that's cool. And everybody wants to know what transpired from that. Now we got the barbecue. Do you guys know about the barbecue that's on Sunday? What? Okay, there's a barbecue on Sunday that the that the police department they're putting on, and it's going to be a Q&A. The chief is going to get up and speak, and then he's going to offer a Q&A for everybody that's there, so your voice can be heard. Shout out to those people that still don't get it, that still don't understand. We want something to happen. We want something that's too big for everybody else to understand to happen, and not understanding the baby steps. That's my opinion. That's my take on it. I don't know how y'all feel about it. How y'all feel?
I'll go. This is a know-it-all. I feel a lot of different ways about it. I think that first off, for those that are, for some reason, we've made it a personal attack on AJ Bohannon. This is even bigger than AJ Bohannon. A lot of people out here. There's a lot of people. It's a lot of people out here. And I'm not saying we as far as necessarily people in this barbershop, but a lot of people in this community has made it a personal attack on this man, which I don't care if you're a fan of him or not. At the end of the day, everybody got something to say, but ain't doing nothing but sitting back and watching.
Exactly.
Everybody got, well, why didn't this? Why didn't you do it this way? Why didn't you do it that way? Well, then why didn't you do it?
I like it.
Before we start criticizing, sit back and think about what is your role in things, and what are you doing? Because my thing is if you ain't got nothing to say, good, then don't say nothing at all. If you're not involved, then don't say anything. Me personally, this is my take on it. He did something that he felt like he needed to do for his community, his family, his kids, or whatever. AJ's not necessarily, he's not the leader of anybody, but he's the one that stepped out in the forefront and decided to put this whole protest and this march together. Now, let's look at what came out of it. Was it a peaceful march? Yes, it looks like it was pretty peaceful.
Pretty peaceful. It was very peaceful.
The very next day, him, the other organizer, Pastor Herman Hicks, and the chief of police had a sit down. What came out of that 3-hour meeting? A protest that was supposed to happen Sunday. The chief of police, from what I gather and understand, ended up saying, hey, let us fund a community barbecue and let's have, here at McAdams Park, Barry Sanders Field, and the police department is providing the food, the cooking, and we're going to have a question and answering session, I believe, with him and maybe a few of his officers for the community to ask them questions. Now, I want everybody to think on this. This chief of police has been in this position maybe a couple months. Mm-hmm. Now let's keep it real. He's a Caucasian man.
Right.
Now, in his few months, at least in my time in Wichita, I think I've been alive 30 years. I know I've been alive 30 years, and in Wichita, I've never known anybody to do anything like this. We had a black chief of police for a number of years, and I don't remember him stepping up to the plate. And he's one of us. Since, let's be real, this whole issue seems like it's the blacks versus the police. So if our own didn't do it, and now this man is stepping into the forefront and saying, "Let me do this." What's all the negativity and the hate about? I don't get it. And then they were with AJ Tuesday night, at least the community, let me say that. We're with AJ Tuesday night, and then once this barbecue got put out there, he became a coon. He became sold his soul for a jelly roll. You did it too early. You didn't get all these. You didn't get anything accomplished.
All these people.
You just let them throw you a barbecue. They threw you something and you fetched it like a dog. But from what I understand, everybody is wanting change.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, it's real black and white. Do we want change or do we want hate? Do we want change or do we want hate?
You know what? It's more entertaining and it's more conversation when it's hate.
Well, but this is the thing. Maybe that is true. Yes, we know negativity drives. Yes, but at the end of the day, this is what it comes down to. Black people ain't going nowhere. Police ain't going nowhere. I don't care if we're on this earth to see it or not. We're going to have generations and generations and generations and generations following us. Mm-hmm. And guess what? It's going to be black people on the earth and it's going to be policemen on the earth.
Sure.
So we might as well learn how to get along and be able to live on this earth as one people. And yes, the police, I like that this man, it's a step being made. Because guess what? Those things that happen in Dallas and Minnesota and Baton Rouge, guess what? Those things don't have to happen in Wichita. Maybe this is a step of saying, well, guess what? We don't want to see that happen here. And then it starts trickling down, going everywhere else in different cities. And we hope it stops in the whole world. But here in our own community, we ought to be proud that this is a step in the right direction. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want to get shot by the police. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get killed. I don't want my kids or nobody else's kids that I know or don't know to get killed. A black kid getting killed or a man getting killed by the police. But see, I also think, and I'm not here to discuss anybody else's religious beliefs or what you believe in, but at the end of the day, I hear a lot of people saying, well, F the police, screw the police, they ain't never did this and that. Well, you guess what? We're in a spiritual warfare. This is deeper than human flesh and blood. It's way deeper issue than that. Mm-hmm. This is a spiritual warfare that we are fighting. And if I believe, because I believe in God and I believe in heaven, mm-hmm. and that's where my goal is to get to. Right. And so if I want Jesus take me before his Father and say, hey, I've forgiven him for his sins. I want you to do the same thing for all the nasty things that he did on earth while he was on there. But he changed his life around, and I want to open up the doors of heaven for him to get in. How could I want that? But here on earth, I couldn't even forgive my brother for something that he may have did or something that happened generations before me. Yeah, we know all the things, the oppression and all the things that happened to black people before that. But I'm supposed to just hate you because you're a white man or you're a police officer. So I'm that's how I'm supposed to look at it. And I don't want to change to happen, but I want to end up in, my ultimate goal is to end up in heaven. Nah, we got to come to a common ground and be able to live. Yes, they've done some wrong things. Black people have done some wrong things. We've all done wrong things, whatever color it is. But at the end of the day, if this man is trying to start a dialogue to change and for things to happen where we all can come together as a community, what is all the backlash and negativity about? People need to actually take a look in the mirror and get real with themselves before they start throwing all this negative stuff out here in the air and all this negative energy they bring into this.
For sure.
Hey, you ain't gotta be with it, but you know what? Shut up or do something. You get something together.
He hit that
and
right
let
on the
people
money.
come support you.
You hit it right on the money. Either shut up or do something, because it can't be. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't see that your grass is dry, is dead, and then you don't do nothing to treat it. Somebody else try to come and treat your grass for you, and then you don't want them to do it. Like, there has to be a step to be made. What you got, LT?
Man, I got that he just said a mouthful. You know, he said a ton. I just want to start by going back and just talk about the march. And across this country, all of these marches have taken to the highway. And you got to think on that for a second. What's the significance of that? It may be intentional. It may be unintentional. When you think about the role that highways have played in black communities, people are asking, why are you marching on the highway? And if you want to answer, I'll say, because you keep building them through our neighborhoods. If you know anything about demography, every time they build a highway, it's right through a black neighborhood. So I say, if you're going to march, keep marching on them highways until they stop building them through our neighborhoods. Now, when we talk about marching in general, I'm not the biggest supporter. I'll put this out there. I call myself a friend of AJ Bohannon. I support everything he does. He has done, is doing, and everything that he continues to do. I have mixed feelings about the barbecue. I'm all about, people coming together and things of that nature. But I also, and I just want to speak to this other aspect too, because people calling the names and throwing stuff out there like Uncle Tom and stuff, that's uncalled for. But I will speak and defend people for their distrust for the police. That is well, you can defend that, the distrust, because they have a reason to be distrustful based on historical content. My deal is, yeah, you're reaching out, there's a dialogue and there's negotiations that are taking place. And I feel like with that, you kind of concede to whatever they're willing to give on that, which is good. You need that aspect too. You need something from them, but I like to see more coming from us from a action plan standpoint. I want to, because I want to see the energy. It was a lot of energy Tuesday night, and I want to see that energy directed towards programs, educating, the black community as to things of what we can do ourselves so that we become self-sufficient and that we don't necessarily have to rely on going to somebody else for help or change. I like to see us do things to create more change from the inside out, along with, change from the outside that's going to affect us within the community too.
Right. I appreciate it. I appreciate your take on that.
You are locked into Vibe Wichita.
I just want my people to feel the love. I don't know how to sing it. Say, I just want my people to feel the love. I just want my people to feel
the love. Support your local Wichita artists. Samuel Davis.
Where the love at? Where the love at? Where the love at? Where the love at? Yeah, I just want my people to feel the love. Where the love at? Where the love at? I just want my people. They say a candle loses nothing when it lights another. So my intention with this verse is to enlighten my brothers. I love you. Listen, we gotta stop killing each other. It's time we heal each other. It's time we keep it real with each other. We got legacy issues, babies packing pistols, distribution of candy, the kids are who you give to. I've been to more funerals and weddings and graduations. I pray for empathy, self-awareness, Lord heal my lack of patience. Targets on our back, we at war, but who's the enemy? Don't let these words fall on deaf ears, no wasted energy. Inside of each of you's a gift you gotta activate. Spread love in a world that love to practice hate. Easier said than done. Positive vibes your way. So many brothers are lost. Let this light guide your way. As I seek guidance, I invite you to travel with me. Come and find balance with me. Looking for Wonderland. Come and find Alice with me. We in the struggle together. Brothers, I love you forever. I just want us to do better. No excuses. Seek knowledge so you can pay it forward. It's on us to restore the order. Share this light with your sons and daughters. Sunshine bright. That's what my mama told me. I need you to hold me accountable to every directive and use your discretion. This road gets cold, so with your light you must protect it. Yeah, I just want my people to feel the love. I just want my people to feel the love. I just want my people to hear the love. I just want my people to know the love is right here. Yeah, where the love at? Where the love at? Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, where the love at? I just want my people to know the love is right here. They say a candle loses nothing, let me light my sisters. It's your world, whatever you need, I will assist you. I'm here for you, helping hand or an ear for you. Let me say it again, girl, I'm here for you. Want you to know you a queen, I hope you know you a star. I hope you know that I love you for everything that you are. Want you to know that you're black and beautiful. Need you to know that the light skin and dark don't matter to me, cause your black is beautiful. Whatever resistance you facing, just don't become complacent. Don't let them teach you self-hatred. Your insecurities, embrace them. God made many creations, and of them all you my favorite. One man, Mother Earth. Recognize your self-worth. Don't let them knock you off your pivot. Stay driven by your ambition. You deserve recognition as you pursue your life mission. Know this world can be vicious, but I see your vision. Shine bright, sunshine. Yeah, shine bright, sunshine. Yeah, as you light this world, I pray your flame don't die. Yeah.
Vibe Wichita is going to continue right after this song from our next local artist. Ariel Songbird, Leave Me Here.
Sitting here on the couch, trying not to think about you. Last night I walked past the bed with visions running through my head of you. Why would he work hard to leave me here? Why would he work hard to leave me here? Somebody lit a black and mild. That scent always smelled so loud on you. Damn. Why would he work hard to leave me here? can't deny all the time spent together. I miss it. From watching Netflix to having my own little sensei. I will not forget, and time won't have time to diminish the feelings I had for you, had for you. I'm mad about you. Why would he work hard to leave me here? Why would he work hard to leave me here? Oh, why? Oh, why?
The voice of the dub.
Don't touch the dial.
Leader.
With your host, Dramedy Drew.
And everybody's opinion, I understand everybody's opinion is not going to be the same, which is awesome. I don't like, personally, I don't like when people are like, well, you know what? I agree. Well, you know what? I agree with that. And I know not everybody in this room agrees on absolutely everything. So it's good to speak your mind.
Yes, this is Dark, the barber. My opinion about the whole situation, I do believe the march and all of the different stuff that was put together by AJ Bohannon, it was kind of unorganized. And I mean, I guess it has some positivity to it for what it was. I won't just bash the whole thing. And, you know, a lot of people are believing that the barbecue, the police, hey, let's throw the niggas a barbecue. They're kind of feeling real disrespected. That's kind of like a slap in the face. Because I guess, and a lot of people, they aren't really looking at it for as a whole. It's a Q&A, but and a lot of people, they have negative feelings and experiences, I guess, with AJ Bohannon. So they're forming an opinion on, who he is, whether he's doing this for some publicity and all this other little different stuff. And they got a DJ coming out, and I mean, it's kind of silly a little bit if you really just sit and think of it. But in all reality, my opinion is it starts from within, like this brother said right here. It starts from within. Like the problem with really what's going on, how so many different races may not respect black people, is because we outwardly show that we don't have so much self-respect for ourselves sometimes, and it's sad, but like I was saying last week, it's a system that's been implemented and it's working, and it's sad to see it working, but it starts from within. If we were to come together within our own community, we don't have to invite the police in. A lot of us, we don't trust the police due to historical reasons. But if we were to get together within our own community, on our own block, in our own sector, and tackle some of these issues and problems when they happen before, we reach out to the police. Let's get together and come together. Little Timmy just got killed or stabbed or whatever due to some gang violence, from the kids around the corner. Okay, let's tackle this. Let's meet up at the community center or McAdams or somewhere and, set a little meeting up, and let's talk about some of these issues within ourselves, and we can start tackling some of these issues. And, when different levels of society and races and the police and stuff, they start seeing us handling our own issues rather than trying to lean on them to come in and clean up the aftermath of what just took place, there will be more respect given to us as a whole. So, the marching, the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, yeah, it's cool, but to me, it starts from within. Now, if we got a circle of guys and we all handling things positively, like 10 guys in a huddle, handling 10 black guys, I should say, in a huddle, handling some black issues that we go through, and then a white man come through and try to kick one in the butt and do some, then turn around, slap the white guy, maybe. But until then, take care of what you're doing, keep it in-house. Let's take care of our own issues. Let's
And then when we do present ourselves to the media or to the public, we're viewed as upstanding citizens. You know, our plates are clean. You know, because we just take care of it within our own sector. That's how I feel. That's how I believe. It starts at the core of things, and it starts with every individual black man, and we have to, you know, take care of our own block. You know. Mm-hmm. And then
police our own block as well.
Police our own block, all of that. But
yeah,
it's bigger than just the marching and all of that. You got to back up and look back into the core of it, where it's all stemming from, where it all started from. We need to try to hold ourselves accountable for our own things. We'll get together in March when one of ours is taken by somebody on the outside. But what about when a few of ours are taken by us on the inside? Where's the march at when little June got shot by, you know, DeAndre, or, you know, the little Niecy got raped by, you know, Julius or something? You know, what about the march then? What about all of that? What about standing up, you know, for our own self within our own community and our own sector? What about that? Of course, when they're coming in and seeing all of these different crimes and stuff that's being committed by the lowest percentage of a race that in the United States. Man, as a matter of fact, let me throw some numbers out there. We are 13% of the population in the United States of America, but we make up for 80% of the crime. I mean, come on now. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's look back into what we're doing. Let's hold ourselves accountable. You know, I'm not
hold ourselves accountable first.
Nothing that the police do is within not respecting or killing an unarmed man and all that other stuff. It's right. It's not right. But Lord knows they're scared. They're you know, okay, this small number of community, this small group of people, they're committing 80% of the crime. They ain't even been trained and equipped to, you know, mentally, you know, to be able to come in and handle the issues that we have within our own community. Let's try to handle them within ourselves and clean it up. And that's just my point of view.
I appreciate that. Dark. And I just want us to make sure we know what we're supporting, what we're talking about. I want to make sure if you have an opinion, stand strong on your opinion. Don't fall with the crowd and go with everybody else's opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys actually having your own opinion. So let's move on to the segment. I'm sorry, Brantrell. What's happening, man? What you got to say, brother?
I just want to me personally, this is personally for me, I just want to salute AJ Bohannon. Hey, salute to you, my brother, because a lot of people, everybody with an opinion is probably sitting down watching you do the stuff. Like Mr. Know-It-All said, I'm a firm believer. If I don't like what you're doing, I'm going to do it the way I think it should be done. And you can't do it if you're not taking action. So at least it's a small baby step. Like, it takes steps to get to where we need to be. I just wanted to say, hey, keep doing what you do. Some people going to like what you do. Some people not going to like what you do. But, hey, if that's your vision, sometimes people don't see your vision until the end. Keep working, man.
How many people didn't like what Muhammad Ali did, or what Malcolm X did, or what Martin Luther King did, what Sojourner Truth did, Rosa Parks? Everybody. Tons of people. And you guys know about the Jim Crow laws and things like that, and how now we're starting to point at ourselves and saying, hey, no, don't talk like that. You need to speak like this when we're in front of them, or you ain't finna embarrass me out here for, you know, whatever's going on. We can't. Now we have to learn that we need to continue. First off, we need to learn to have conduct for ourselves in the first place. I mean, that's not something we need to keep reiterating, but that's back to me saying that we need to have our own opinions for certain things. So did you have something to say, LT?
Oh man, yeah, you touched on civil rights and Jim Crow laws. I mean, that's a big reason why I feel like we need to make ourselves self-sufficient as a community, because if you look right now, you know, a lot of the gains that we accomplished during that era are under attack. You know, I don't want negotiations for something that they can take away later on. I want to build something that we can stand on. And, you know, like a Tulsa, at the end of the day, you're going to have to burn it down for you to take it from us.
Black Wall Street.
I want something that's our own.
Right. And yeah, the Black Wall Street. But, you know, now what people are doing in the last month, there's been 8,000 black-owned businesses that have transferred their money into black-owned banks.
Oh, yeah.
So that's part of us investing in ourselves. And we have to continue to do things like that. We always have to invest in ourselves.
Black people. Citizen One Bank. The closest black bank that we got is in Kansas City. I think it's One United. Is it One United? Got one in Kansas City, one in Oklahoma. So look into that. Killer Mike, Usher, Jermaine Dupri, Big Crit, they all issued a challenge. They want 1 million black people to go open up accounts at a black bank. Just donate $100. Not donate, but start an account with just $100. If 1 million people do that, that's $100 million into a black bank. And then now that black bank then in turn gives out small loans for businesses and homes, just things to stimulate the black economy. So this is how we got to start thinking. Everybody wants to culturally appropriate from the African American community. They want to take our style. They want to take our music. Let's take some game from them. Let's take some business savvy, what everybody else is doing. It's time we stand up for ourselves and do this on our own.
For sure. For sure. What you have, Mr. Know-It-All?
Yeah, I think I pretty much said what I had to say, man. It's wonderful people have opinions, and we get all these ideals, and maybe we need to have some kind of town hall meeting as African Americans to meet up and discuss some of these different opinions and suggestions and different things that we feel like as a community that we should do. But at the end of the day, whoever, if you feel so deeply about something, then like I said, suggest something, get on, start something, invite people to something that you may want to try to bring, out front. And instead of, like I said, this is bigger than one man, and regardless if you like them, don't like them, whatever, just the criticism is, it needs to stop. You know what I'm saying? If you agree with it, cool. If you don't, cool. But
it turns into a crabs in a barrel type of situation.
It's taking it about making it about one person. Like I'm not with that.
Right. Nah. What I mean by when I say crabs in a barrel, like if we are saying that something needs to get done, something needs to happen, and I decide, hey, I want to try and make something happen, so I'm gonna go stand in front of the police station and I'm gonna sit there with my legs crossed, Indian style. Or I'm sorry, crisscross applesauce is how we're supposed to say it, whatever. And that'll be my stance. I don't know how many of y'all are going to agree with it, but I'm going to do it. So if they decide, all right, well, you've been sitting here for so long, come on in, we're going to talk to you. All right, now how about we have a citywide skate day or something like that? Everybody wears their rollerblades downtown. And I'm getting hate from that? Like, oh, no, no, we didn't like that you did that. No, don't do that. That's horrible. That's a crabs in the barrel. I'm trying to. Y'all said something needed to be done, and I agreed, so I tried to do it. You're telling me now this is wrong?
And I'll second that motion too, because we do need to show solidarity. We may have a difference in opinion on our approach to things, and our expectations, but we do need to show some solidarity. If we disagree, and you feel so adamant about it, we need to do that behind closed doors in private meetings. But out in, for the forefront, we need to show the nation that we're united, show the world that we're united. This needs to be a unified front.
You know what we do around this time. The voice of the dub has spoken. Thanks for hanging with us and tuning in to Vibe Wichita.
Act like y'all know.
Peace.